Rob, you're a moron if you don't make video a part of your business.
Welcome to the Beyond the Bottleneck podcast. I'm your host, Rob Whitlow, and with me today is my guest, but in his studio, amazing studio, is Travis Smith from ArkVyd, and we're going to be talking about video production and video advertising. So if it's all right, I'll skip all the bad dad jokes that I know we both want to tell.
Yep.
And we'll get right into the questions.
Sounds great.
Otherwise, we'll be here for a while.
You're not kidding. Yes, we will.
All right. Well, tell us about ArkVyd. For people hearing about you for the first time, what do you do? What kinds of business do you help? Kind of help us understand all about ArkVyd.
Yeah. So ArkVyd has been basically in existence since basically the January right before, the Rona hit. So that was an interesting time to start a business. Over time,
especially a video business.
Yeah. Turns out recording someone in person is kind of difficult during that time. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Just to get straight to the point, it's evolved over time from what I've seen a lot of video businesses do and made mistakes doing into where my current iteration is, which is finding ways to use video to actually make a tangible impact for the business owner, whether that be a direct reflection of their bottom line, showing ROI, return on ad spend, actual numbers that make sense that people can go, oh, this is actually working. So a lot of that revolves around home service businesses in the Indianapolis, Cincinnati, Dayton region. So that's kind of the overview of who I take care of.
Okay. And why do so many business videos fail? Because we see a lot of content out there that is just very poorly done. What are the biggest mistakes you see companies making before they hit the publish button?
That's a great question. I think there are so many different aspects to video. One of the main things that I see is we tend to see people who, as a business, they just jump to a trend, right? So they'll see that cool, trendy hook that's going around, and they'll make that video because they're like, hey, everyone else is doing it, I'll get some traction. And it's true, they will. But I don't know about you, Rob, but how many times have you seen a video like that from, let's say, a coffee shop? Because coffee shops, honestly, they do a great job at doing these trends.
Yeah.
Could you tell me the name of the coffee shop?
Right.
Could you tell me anything past what happened that was the trend? No,
because they all look the same.
Right. That 100%. So that would be one of the bigger mistakes that I see businesses make. And it speaks to a bigger problem, which is we're not really thinking through who our content is for and actually developing content that is valuable to them.
Like, give me an example of what that would look like in the real world. When you say content that is valuable, like, I don't know, I'll throw an example out there. Let's say a plumber.
Yeah. So let's say a plumber is trying to make content. He knows he needs to be on social media. What does he need to do? Okay. So first of all, we need to figure out who he's servicing. Who are the people that really care about a plumber? Right now, plumber is a little bit more of a curious case because plumbers rely more on emergency services a lot of times. Mm-hmm. However, if you can bypass that and not become the person that people are Googling for, but the person that when you have a problem, you go, I need to call that person, right? Mm-hmm. That's the guy. So that's where their social media needs to be is, okay, how do I build that trust? Whether it's every time I'm on a job showing the client's happy, I'm trustworthy, etc., versus a plumber who's dancing on camera to a trending audio that's not going to be memorable.
Right. In other words, they shouldn't have their video advertising in the toilet.
There we go. There's the dad joke.
Had to get one in. Sorry. Okay. Let's speak for a minute to maybe a company that is a little, they're not as far along in their business and they have an iPhone and a small budget.
Yeah.
So what's the one thing they should focus on to make their videos look dramatically better?
So when you say look dramatically better, I assume you mean basically visuals?
Yeah, visuals.
Okay.
How can they use,
Yeah.
with no budget and just an iPhone, how can they make their videos better?
Yeah. So one of the things I want to start with is when you have a low budget, one of the best things you can do is just have good lighting. So whether that is making sure you're not recording with your face directly in the sun, something along those lines, making sure that you can be seen well.
Right.
That makes a huge difference. The lighting in general makes a huge difference. However, asterisks, however you say that word, I want to also point out that what I'm not going to say is you just need to get on camera and go, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which we'll talk more about that later, but it's important for that the impact of these videos that it's actually there's a little bit of thought put into it, right? So think about what's behind you, what's around you, visually speaking. You know, if there's if you're at a fair and there's a Ferris wheel behind you of kids that are causing more attention in the video than you are, then your video's lost on people.
Right.
Right. So
Right.
I would say realistically, think about what's going on in the frame. Selfie style is fine. There's lots of business that's done just with a plain old cell phone selfie style video. But it has to be thought out and you know, you have to basically make sure your visuals and everything's not distracting to the message.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Let's talk for a minute about what makes me stop scrolling. Like what makes the doom scrolling quit and stop on a video? Cause I know you only have about 3 seconds to grab somebody's attention.
Yeah.
If that.
Yeah.
And what have you found consistently works to get that first 3 to 4 seconds of attention?
Right. All right. So let's try to do one live. This would be like something you could clip right out of this. Okay.
Okay.
Rob, you're a moron if you don't make video a part of your business. Right? Like,
There you
you
go.
see what I'm saying? So, so
perfect.
that would be a hook. Like someone would look at that and be like, whoa, okay. So the problem is, if we're not reaching the right audience with that hook,
Right.
it doesn't
Right.
matter.
Right.
This is a pitfall that a lot of businesses can get into. A lot of people get into this as well, just with their personal messaging. Again, we have these these trending transitions, we'll call them, where let's say, you know, it's a generic video of someone being kicked by a horse, and then they cut to their business and they're flying across.
Right.
I'm sure you've seen it.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. It captures attention. And your 3 second views are very high. But what you'll see on the retention curve is immediately once they realize what the actual message is, right down.
Yeah, just tanks.
Right. So, yes, important to keep their attention for that 3 seconds. Some would argue that because you're keeping that initial 3 seconds, it lets the algorithm push you further, right? So you're getting more views, more eyes on it,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not going to be the right people.
Right. Because
So,
the goal isn't just getting somebody to view it for a second. It's getting them to hear the whole message.
Yeah.
And then take action on that message.
yes, 100%. So, the hook is important because if you can't get them past the hook, they're not going anywhere. However, the hook needs to be relatable to your message. So what I would say is don't be so broad with your hook that you're casting such a wide net that people don't go, this applies to me. Right.
Good advice.
So if I start my video and I'm like, do you breathe oxygen? Right. Like clearly everybody who's watching, I really hope is breathing oxygen.
Right.
I would probably be like, swipe. Right. Versus if I said, you know, something like, are you a business owner in central Indianapolis who struggles with lead generation and needs AI on your side? Right. That speaks, you know, you don't have to think of every single video and every single hook as I got to catch everybody. Right.
Right.
So I think it's a matter of making sure that you are speaking directly to the person, and that will hook them more than anything. Put the right bait on the hook, you catch the right fish.
And you're doing a better service to them because you're not wasting their time, right?
Correct.
You're getting the attention of someone who actually really needs whatever it is you do, and just making sure they're aware and know what your offer is.
100%. Yeah.
Okay. Moving on to the next question here. How long should a video ad really be? Because everybody seems to have a different opinion.
Yep.
Is there a sweet spot? Does it completely depend on the platform, the goal, the vertical that you serve? Like, what's kind of your standard recommendation for not making it so long that trail is happening at the end and everybody's losing interest because you're talking too long?
Yeah.
Or so short that nobody really gets the gist of what all you offer? I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's an excellent question. And it's one I get quite often actually with a lot of my clients. As generic as this is going to sound, the best answer is the video needs to be as long as it needs to be. I know that sounds generic, but let me explain. So if I go into this with the idea, and let's say I'm delivering, video for you and we record something.
Mm-hmm.
If I tell you, Rob, we're going to make you a 1-minute video, and then it turns into, the video I deliver for you is 45 seconds. You're like, Travis, you said this was going to be 1 minute. I expect 1 minute. All right. My job is to help you create an effective message that actually resonates with people, not one that is a certain length that people are just going to tune out of. Mm-hmm. Right? We want to give enough information for people to effectively take some sort of action, right? But not so long that, we're talking about the whole history of our business when that's not applicable to what we're trying to accomplish.
Right.
For example, right? So, educational content, if you have content that you're trying to do, trust building, there's a section of audience. And again, this goes back to who are we talking to? Who is our avatar? If you find that a lot of your clients have an aversion to trusting your industry, mm-hmm. right? Then it can be important for you to take and make a 5 to 10 minute long video walking through the entire process, showing them step to step what exactly happens through the process so they feel comfortable. Mm-hmm. They put their guard down and they go, okay, these guys know what they're doing. Right? You wouldn't want to try to build trust in 15 seconds.
Yeah, that's going to be very, very difficult.
Right. So I guess the best answer I have there is you need to make it long, the appropriate length to accomplish your goal, to keep their attention, and not a second longer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, you can't do anything about the Facebook, the way they're displaying ads these days. Sometimes they cut off the ad artificially short. If you've ever done that, been watching another video and then an ad pops up and then it doesn't even complete the ad. Yeah. Doesn't run long enough. So got to try to get that message out in that first little bit there as much as you can these days with some of these platforms.
So to speak a little bit more on what you're saying, there is a lot to be said about ensuring them at the beginning of the video, like, hey, here's what we're going to cover today. Make that quick, but make sure deliver or you want to deliver on a promise throughout the video, right? So in the first 15 seconds, tell them what you're going to deliver them, what they're going to see before the end of the video, mm-hmm. so they know why they're even sticking around.
Right.
Right. And then if it does get cut off by an ad, which is ironic because it's what we're talking, if it does get cut off by an ad, then they know, okay, I'm going to stick around because I still know that they promised that they were going to talk about this and I want to hear about that.
Yeah. Because that's the extra added pressure we have these days is your own video can be interrupted by an ad. And if there isn't a very good reason for them to stick around to see the end of your video, as soon as they see the ad, they're like, because the ad's not relevant, or maybe it's an ad they've seen 74,000 times already.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk for a minute about storytelling versus selling. Mm-hmm. Should businesses spend more time educating and telling stories or getting straight to the offer? How do you balance the two?
Yeah. Yeah. Businesses should be doing both. It's a cop-out answer maybe, but in different, you shouldn't be trying to do both in the same video.
Great point.
you know, one of my business coaches who is far beyond wiser in years than I am as far as business and marketing, etc. One of the things that he told me early on was pretty much no business is spending their marketing dollars, the highest portion of their marketing dollars, trying to educate people into why they should buy their stuff. It's more about all the other things that go around it. They will know quickly whether what you have is applicable to them. Okay. Right. So marketing wise, as far as the sales side of things, you shouldn't be spending your marketing dollars trying to tell them why they should buy your stuff. That should be your educational side of things, your organic. Do all that for free, right? There is something to be said about, okay, they don't know who I am, so how do they know what I even do? Well, you've got more of an issue with your messaging if they don't know who you are within the first 15 seconds, right? That just means you need to define better what you do.
Right.
Your elevator pitch, kind of, you know, for lack of a better way of putting it. A lot of times when we're doing advertising specifically, people will watch our short little advertisements about our thing. And, you know, let's say, for example, they don't trust us yet. Mm-hmm. What are they going to do? They're going to do one of two things. They're either going to swipe away or they're going to go, I don't know. And they're going to dial in. They're going to click on our name, click on our profile. They're going to go and they're going to see more about us. Everything else they see is going to help them make their decision about what their next action is going to be. Right? So to me, education, very important, but do it on the organic and free side of things where they will land, whether that be you send them to a landing page from your ad, or again, they click on your Facebook or your YouTube or whatever. That's where you can do all your education. Right? So both is the answer.
I think the moral of the story here is, though, don't try to conflate them and bring them into the same video, because it's going to be, the message is going to be lost.
Correct. Yeah. And going back to maybe what businesses do with video that fails. One of the things I do see a lot of is businesses will be too quick to try to sell, specifically in their organic content, right? They're just starting out, whatever it is, and immediately their very first messaging to all the people that are going to see this for the very first time is, buy my thing. Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know who you are. I don't know what you're about. You're clearly new. Why?
Right.
You know?
Right.
So I think that's important. Establish that trust, give them value, you know, going back to the plumber example, show them, hey, I'm here at a client's house. Here's their sink. Check this out. It's clogged. They've already tried using the garbage disposal, whatever. Mm-hmm. Here's the steps we go through and what we would suggest you do before calling a plumber, right? Show them that you care. They watch that content, and then whenever they can't figure it out for themselves,
they're calling you.
They're calling you instead of you getting on there and saying, hey, if your sink's clogged, call Jake's Plumbing at 261, right? It doesn't resonate.
It's already too late most of the time. I think the statistic is 78% of people will use the service of whoever pops up first that they can get a hold of.
Yep. Yeah.
Without any other inducement or any other attraction being given to them.
Yeah.
Okay. What's changed the most in video marketing over the last 2-3 years?
Yeah.
Like stuff that was being done a lot in 24, 25 that in your view, we should be saying, okay, that's not really working anymore.
So one of the first things that comes to mind for me is really just the overall, the perception of video just in the marketplaces in general. Number one, a lot more business owners are actually starting to realize or admit finally, you know, I need video in my business. It's important. And it's a pillar. I want to be clear. It is a pillar of the business. Right. And we should never build our business on one pillar. So I am not advocating, even though it's what I do, I'm not advocating only do video marketing, right? You need to have...
Should be a piece. Should be a part.
Correct. But all that to say, we've gone almost, marketing is kind of cyclical. And right now what we're seeing and what we've seen is a pattern going from highly produced cinematic storytelling type brand videos to basically kind of what we were talking about earlier, your lower quality, kind of really raw, organic, more intimate. It feels like it has a soul type of video. And I think that speaks a lot to the fact that a lot of people have lost a lot of trust, and it's hard to trust a polished brand or a polished video. As a business owner, we want to look like we have it all put together,
right?
Which is important. We want people to trust us. But when we're over the top and we look so squeaky clean and we make a video that's overly produced, overly scripted, everyone sees right through it. Right. When we go to the movies, we go, okay, that's fake.
Right.
Same thing happens. So now that's one of the big things I would say is there's a time and a place still for these highly produced brand videos, commercials, etc. But showing the soul of your business is so much more important,
especially when it's a real person.
100%.
All right, let's bust a myth. What's one piece of video marketing advice that everybody repeats or that you've heard, but is completely wrong?
Yeah, this is good. I alluded to this earlier, so I'm glad we're talking about this. You will hear a lot of people on the internet, just like we are right now, saying things like, just turn on your camera, hit record, and just go. Now, that there is a good reason for that advice, right? Because if you never start, then you're going nowhere.
Right.
100% agree with that. However, have a plan, just like we talked about earlier. Okay, just ask yourself, who am I speaking to? What is the value that I'm bringing them in this? It doesn't have to be overly rehearsed. I'm not saying sit down and study for 3 hours about your customer avatar and do research on where exactly they live. And I mean, that stuff's important for your business. You should already know that.
Yes. What you're saying is really they should buy my book and read the first chapter about attract.
How
to attract a client and make sure they know their story and what they're actually trying to magnetize to their business.
Exactly. Exactly. And it's funny you mentioned that. I mean, the first chapter talks in depth about exactly what I mean about this myth is that these people who you're trying to attract, you can get your phone out and just start talking to them. Nothing wrong with that. But if you don't have a plan in place, if you don't know who you're talking to, then you're talking to no one.
Right.
So don't just get your phone out and start recording.
Right.
Take 5 minutes. Think about it.
Right.
Then hit record. That's it.
So that's the myth I think we've busted is just start is not really the full answer. It's just start, but take a few minutes and make sure you know what your message is. Yeah. Because just hitting record is not you're going to get frustrated, and better yet, they should call you, right?
I mean, that can help for sure. So let's actually double click on that, dial in just a little bit on that myth a little bit more, because right now there's a trend going around. It's called Yap. I don't know if you've heard about this.
I haven't heard of Yap.
Okay. So it's more of an organic style video. And the whole idea is literally hit record and you just start talking about whatever. Okay. Now, the merits of this are it's very low pressure. Mm-hmm. You just get on there, you literally yap, you talk about whatever, and then you publish it. It does speak to that rawness. Mm-hmm. However, the people who are really good at this format, if you watch closely, they're not just yapping about anything. They have, or they know, or they've practiced, or they've been in this industry long enough to know exactly who they're talking to, what they're talking about, and what their outcome they want from the video is. And they can do it so naturally that it sounds like a yap. Okay? But for us who don't know anything about yapping.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's going to sound like. People are going to tune out so quick to what you're talking about or swipe. It won't matter. So
Absolutely.
So yes, it's an important format, shows the rawness, but have a plan.
That's, I think, what we've learned today.
Yeah.
Have a plan. Without a plan, you're just recording video that's not going to, it's going to go out there into the void and not do what you want it to do.
Yeah.
Fun questions.
All right. I think it's been fun so far, but
you have to give up one forever: coffee, pizza, or Wi-Fi. Which one would you give up forever if you had to?
Coffee, pizza, or Wi-Fi? I think I'm going to be controversial on this one. It's going to be coffee.
Wow.
I know. So a little backstory. My wife actually does coffee. We have an espresso machine in our house, and it's amazing. The thing is, of the three, I did a 2-year stint of no caffeine. So like, I feel like of the three, that's going to be the easiest. Wi-Fi is that's a no-go.
Yeah.
That's a no-go.
I mean, that's like living in the Stone Age at that point.
Ain't gonna happen.
That's off-grid level there.
Yeah.
And pizza, I mean, me and pizza go back a long way.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm with you.
I need my emotional support pizza.
For me, it's every Friday night.
Yeah.
It's a thing.
Yeah, it would definitely be pizza.
All right.
Coffee is the one I'd give up.
Right.
Pizza's the one I'm keeping.
Right.
Because the other one's non-negotiable. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And if you really got desperate, you could theoretically put coffee grounds on the pizza and still call it pizza. Or would that be cheating?
Yeah, it's a great question. Put some coffee grounds in a pouch and use it like a dip.
All right. Let's move on to the next one here. Completely ridiculous question. This is completely ridiculous.
Let's hear it.
If animals could talk, which one would be the rudest?
If animals could talk, which one would be the rudest? And
I'm not going to let you use a duck.
A duck. Okay.
Because that's the obvious one.
I could see that. All right. Man, there's so many different possibilities. So like this one, okay, I'm going to say the one that I think is going to get the most hate first.
Fair.
And I'll explain why. I kind of think cats. Like, cats are cute and they're cuddly and everything, but I feel like they have these like these judgy eyes, you know?
Oh no, they'll scratch your eye out if they had a chance.
Oh yeah.
They absolutely will.
And I think half the time their cute little meow is like them just being like, you're an idiot. Like, I'm going to go use my litter box and walk all over your countertop.
Exactly.
You know? So part of me says that, but then if I were to go more broad, I almost think a hyena, like a laughing hyena, would probably be really annoying.
The rudest.
Yeah.
The rudest.
Yeah.
They would probably be very rude because they're killing you and then laughing about it.
Exactly.
What if they could talk?
Yeah.
That's a great point. Yeah. I'll go with that.
Yeah.
That way we won't lose all the cat audience.
Listen, I don't necessarily have a thing against cats. It seems like they're so cute, cuddly, and furry. Like, you just want to, but deep down,
they want to take you out.
Yeah.
Yeah. They really do. They're just their bigger cousins will do that for them, but
yeah, exactly. I love it.
Well, if you're a hyena person out there, we're sorry we didn't mean to offend you. And if you are, we don't care. Really. That would be
We are not the podcast for you. I'm sorry.
All right. Lightning round, 30 seconds each. This is going to be quick, and then we'll wrap it up. Okay. All right. So just first thing that comes to your mind.
Oh boy.
Here we go.
Okay.
Mac or PC?
PC.
I can't even keep doing this anymore. I'm just kidding. DSLR or iPhone?
DSLR.
Vertical or horizontal video?
I have to go vertical.
YouTube or LinkedIn?
YouTube.
Favorite camera you've ever used?
Canon R5.
Favorite editing software?
DaVinci Resolve.
Lion King or Beauty and the Beast?
Oh, Lion King.
Yep. You just punched your man card right there. Okay.
Yeah.
One video every business should make this month.
Oh, dang. That's hard for a lightning round. Okay. One video every business should make this month. Who we are.
Who we are.
Who we are.
Nice. All right. Favorite movie of all time.
Interstellar.
Interstellar.
Yeah.
Okay. Why?
Man, that's a tough one. So I'm a space nerd, like Star Trek, Star Wars, all that. Like you're speaking my language with all that. But Interstellar is just such a beautifully cinematically made movie, and the attention to detail when it comes to the visuals, to me, like, because clearly that's what I pay attention to, was amazing. And then to, after watching it, go back and go, they were trying, like, this one shot they did took this many hours just to render because they wanted it to be accurate. Right. So the story in general, how it loops back on it. So I don't want to give spoilers, but how it just comes full circle. Storytelling, cinematics, everything about it was pristine.
Well, we'll have to see if the audience agrees. Just put in the comments if you guys agree with that choice as the best movie or not.
Yeah. Would you watch Interstellar with your rude cat?
That's the real question we needed to get answered today.
Yeah.
Definitely not with a hyena.
No, they would be very rude.
Well, because it's not even a funny movie and they'd just be sitting there laughing at it. And
now,
that'd be annoying.
What if you watch The Lion King with a hyena?
The first half they'd probably love.
Yeah.
Second half probably not so much.
Yeah. They would. Yeah.
Who's laughing now?
Exactly. Not the hyenas.
All right. In closing, Travis, first of all, thanks for being on the podcast today.
Absolutely.
It's been a pleasure having you.
Yeah.
Where can people connect with you, learn more about ArkVyd, and see some of the work you're doing?
Yeah. So, if you're a business who, a home service business, or just in general, I'm definitely willing to help. Otherwise, you can check me out at arkvyd.com, arkvyd.com. That's the best place to kind of find out more information about what I do. You can connect with me on, Instagram, Facebook. But I will say, just in closing, as far as the Instagram and Facebook piece, I use social media as a marketing tool with my content as a support, just like we discussed.
Right.
So realistically, the best place to find information about me would be the website. Okay. But if you want info and support on certain things your business should be doing, shouldn't be doing as far as video, definitely social media at ArkVyd. Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, I'll also put a link to that down below so you guys can get right to the website. And again, thanks for being on the show today.
Absolutely. It was a pleasure.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
Thanks.